So, good morning, my impatience. It is I, Andrew the Android Colossi here. I am live and I'm ready to perform for all of you. I know my father would say, it's 6:20 a.m. on a Tuesday, on a weekday and a workday. Who in their right mind would join and engage with you? I don't know, maybe there's somebody in Europe or Australia. Um, stranger things can certainly happen. So I'll see if anybody joins here. Whew. Okay. I'm going to crack open a nice seltzer water. I'm going to crack open a nice seltzer. It's a tropical flavor, I think. It's like Pink Floyd The Wall. Is there anybody out there? It seems like I'm all alone, right? Yeah, man. Maybe I should just set up the DSLR and do some covers. Anybody have any cover song recommendations? I was thinking about doing Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day. I don't know, but some people say, obviously, create original material, don't cover other artists. I don't know, sometimes the cover songs are fun to do. Somebody says, we need to cover the Beach Boys and Pink Floyd and so on. Yeah, I mean, some people like the cover songs, but maybe I need to just do it like every now and then. La 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 la. Let's check out what's going on. Yeah, most people are asleep or getting ready for work, so unfortunately, I don't think a lot of people are going to be joining here. But this is a good seltzer water, I'm not going to lie. Somebody says, get a haircut today. You're looking like a 1960s psychedelic rocker or a mad professor. Yeah, I will. But if I go in there and there's like 5 people ahead of me, I ain't doing it, man. I ain't doing it. La 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 la. Maybe I should go over to the DSLR. Anybody want me to cover Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day? Yay or nay? I'm literally asking 0 people. I guess I could do it. Sure. Let's go to my comments section. See what people are saying about my videos. Comments. Community, actually. Somebody says, who is Man Crush Ed? And somebody else says, without Ed, I'd rather be dead. He's a friend from my old hometown from like 15 years ago. I don't know. I could share photos of me with him, but I don't think I shall. Somebody says, you do need a haircut, though. Yes, I plan to get a haircut. Somebody says, your art class buddy appears to be a great friend and a great person. Stick with her. I will. Somebody says, your art class friend is a real one, too. She's got a kind heart. Oh, yes, she does. Rusty says about the professional wrestling writer Vince Russo. Vince Russo should be arrested for the number of times he uses the word bro. Yeah, it definitely makes him sound unprofessional. It certainly makes him sound unprofessional. I mean, I get that he's working in the wrestling community, but if he like talks like that on job interviews, that certainly wouldn't look too good, you know. Somebody says Trump is in the Epstein files. Yes, so is Bill Clinton, but that does not mean they did anything nefarious. And so is Michael Jackson. Somebody says, "Holy shit, guys! It's the newest lol cow." They say, I want Andrew to be the rookie of the year of 2026. I've been doing this for over 10 years. I mean, if you count, trolling internet forums with Man Crush Ed, I've been doing it for 15 to 20 years. So I'm definitely not a like rookie of the year. If I get success and fame, well, I'll appear like I'm overnight success, but I've been doing this for 15 years, guys. This is definitely no rookie. Somebody says, your art class friend is a sweet young lady. I enjoy watching you both together. Yeah, interestingly enough, I know a lot of people like the Poppy and the Wild Man and Mama and the Wild Man content. But yeah, I think the best content I'm doing in recent months is the videos with my art class friend. But also we're doing a lot of them, so we don't want to get overexposed and get sick of it. But I think that's the best content that's going right now. Somebody says, you and your art class friend are really cute and you guys seem to get along. You definitely make a nice pair. And you seem more happy when she's around. Yeah, it's fun to have a buddy and somebody to perform with on camera. Somebody says about Mark David Chapman and, obviously how there was the narrative he was nefarious after he murdered John Lennon. But I said, hypothetically speaking, you could have the narrative John Lennon was nefarious because he was violent with his first wife. Gecko Kuja says, the rumor that John Lennon was rough with his first wife came from Lennon's own mouth. We never knew what that meant. Did he push her? Did he strike her? Yell at her? People act like it's a big gotcha and he was beating the crap out of Cynthia. There's zero evidence for that. Some people really hate John Lennon. Don't buy into their BS. Lennon was 22 to 27 years old when he was married to Cynthia. He was one of the most famous people in history of the world. If his old lady was walking around with black eyes, there would be pictures and stories. There aren't. Lastly, since it did come from Lennon, when he was being honest and reflecting on his past weaknesses and bad acts, you can see that he owned up to the bad behavior, stopped doing it, and he was wonderful to Yoko Ono by all accounts. He said, all you need is love. Then he got shot by an unmedicated freak, Mark David Chapman, who he just signed an album for a short time before. It's not how you start, Andrew. It's how you finish. There's a lesson or two in that. TV says, you were up early, Andrew. I usually get up early. I usually just don't live stream this early. How art thou, TV? What are your plans for the day? I'm getting ready to go to the gym. Somebody says, light beer isn't masculine. You shouldn't get Bud Light. You shouldn't get Coors Light. You should get the full. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. What does TB stand for? Does it stand for the bunny? Does it stand for, I don't know. Somebody says about racism, which I said is not funny. They said racism is funny when it's meant as a joke. I don't think you should disparage other races or religions or genders and make them appear inferior. Racism is, I mean, you shouldn't make a specific group or gender or religion seem inferior to every other race and religion and gender. That's when the problems begin, when you start to have a sense of superiority. Ultimately, we're all people, and nobody should feel superior to any group of people. And if your joke makes you feel superior in some way, that's when it's really not funny. But let's say there's a comedic buffoon who, I don't know, absent-mindedly makes an insensitive comment that might be a little racist. I mean, you can chuckle at that. But if somebody is spewing hate and making it seem like a certain race is below every other race, I think that's when racism is not funny. So he says, "Do you remember the transgender Bud Light advertisement? It stands for many things." Yeah, I think it upset people, and obviously it affected Bud Light's sales. Somebody asks, "Am I on the spectrum?" I've never been diagnosed as being autistic. Um, I definitely am diagnosed as having schizoaffective disorder. I wouldn't be surprised if I was, but nobody has ever diagnosed me as that. So he says, "I want to see you get a part-time job." I'm still holding out for a movie star career, a late night talk show host, a pop superstar career. My dream job to be a millionaire or a billionaire. That's still what I'm holding out for. Maybe someday I'll give in and get a job at a supermarket as a cashier or a barista. But for right now, I'm trying to be a superstar and a social media content creator. Somebody says, "You've been trying for 15 years. It's not going to happen, Andrew. Give up the pipe dream and live in the real world and get a job stocking shelves for minimum wage." Or some people say, if you or use your marketing degree and get a job that's more than minimum wage, but you're not going to be like these pop superstars and movie stars. Give up the pipe dream and live in the real world. Somebody asks, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I'm severely mentally ill. I'm diagnosed as schizoaffective disorder. I mean, you could have phrased it nicer. You could have asked, "What's your diagnosis, dude?" But that's what's wrong with me. Anybody still here? I mean, I saw TB was here. So I made a video how I was at the supermarket and I accidentally had my pants zipper down. There was no nefarious perversion going on. I didn't even realize it was down. And also, obviously, I once had a professor who was teaching a lecture and his pants zipper was down absentmindedly. And people were like looking at him and laughing at him. And he's like, "Oh, shoot, yeah." And somebody says, "I find that my zipper is down in public more and more as I got older. I've become quite slick at zipping it up on the down low. My mom's buddy used to say your barn door is open when I was a kid if she noticed someone's fly was down." Yeah, you don't want to make a big spectacle and scene out of zipping up your fly, but It's a little embarrassing when you get caught like that with your zipper down, you know. It's a little embarrassing. Mhm. Mm. Somebody says you have the most baby boomer taste in music, and you'll never even be 1% as talented as Sid Barrett. No doubt you'll end up just like him, though, walking around mumbling people over and over. That was a little cruel and nasty. Yeah, I think my father got me into the baby boomer music. Somebody says, "Get some coffee, dude. Get some coffee." All right, guys. Well, I'm drinking my. I like how I have to say it's non-alcoholic. Nobody think my Bellini Bliss. It's like a fruity drink, but it's good. It's good. It's like it makes me think I'm on like a Caribbean island vacation. You know, I sit in like the Maniac Man Cave, a one-room apartment that's a pigsty that smells, and it's filthy and dirty. But I feel like I'm on a Caribbean vacation with this. I'm on some like island, you know. With some sexy model, you know, with some sexy model girlfriend. Now let's Horn Dog says Dr. Copland should be put in prison for complying with the psychiatric medication regimen, but you can't prove he did anything, so it's best just to move on. Yeah, I agree. I think the medications, I was over medicated, but he'll say, you know, obviously I needed the meds and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, what am I going to, I mean, I sound delusional. I sound schizoaffective. I'm not going to be suing him or putting him in prison. You know, it's just a pipe dream to think that will happen. Somebody says, I think Dr. Copland's advice to find another psychopharmacologist is good because you don't trust him anymore and it makes sense. Once you find a psychopharmacologist that you can trust, you can discuss your reasons for why you don't want to take the medication. You can discuss alternate plans that would be more comfortable with the doctor, and the doctor can suggest alternate plans to your parents. Separate from your medical problem is your financial separate from your medical problem is your financial independence, which you need to plan so your parents don't have so much influence on decisions of your medical care. Frankly, I think I need a new psychiatrist or psychopharmacologist, but I don't think it's going to happen. You know, I think I'm just going to be sticking with Dr. Copland until he fires me, but I don't think that's going to happen either. Somebody says, like a shovel, money is just a tool. It's nice to have it, and you need it. Superstardom may give you millions of likes, but it doesn't mean you're going to have millions of friends. The glamour of superstardom is just a show and does not reflect the person's life or the life of the star. Fun activities that give you joy, excitement, a sense of accomplishment, and go for it. If your friends don't support you, then they are not your friends. Somebody says 8 years from now, you're going to be in the same situation unless you take your meds and get a job. Somebody says, I don't think high functioning 40-year-old men let their mother clean their room. Somebody says, if you had a job, you'd have less time for this nonsense, but you prefer to sit around all day and think about your stepfather getting off to you. You know, okay, I don't know what that means. Somebody says, true love is when you actively support the other person and trust them. You have open communication and hide nothing. It's a loyal commitment to a relationship where you both can bond together and grow. Yeah, you got to communicate in relationships and be open, honest, and transparent, and not keep secrets. All right, guys. I mean, I don't think anybody really is here anymore. I could get some coffee and activate the receptors in my brain. Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. Which is pretty good. Ah! I dropped it. Is that what a lame scream, Andrew? Ah! Okay. Okay. I'm putting it in the recycle bag. I already had a cup of coffee earlier. I'm getting my second cup because I'm about to go to the gym. Okay. I'll show you what real men do. I'll show you what real men do. This is the coffee I drink. I drink a fair amount, and by a fair amount, an enormous amount. The Busy Cold Brew. I get it from the supermarket. So I'm going to fill up the cup. I'm going to add some milk to it. Some milk. And now I'm gonna drink this to really activate the receptors in my brain to get me pumped up to run. Because I want to look good for my spicy content. I want to look good for my thirst traps. I want to look good in sexy photographs. So I need to get myself all hopped up on caffeine for my run. Okay. I think it's gym time for me. It's still pitch black out. It's 6. Some people like it's 6:40 in the morning. I guess some people go before work. I mean, a few months ago, I went like in the middle of the night, like at 2 a.m. Besides the staff, I mean, there was like one or two other creeps there besides the staff. The gym is open 24 hours, 5 days a week. I was having like a mental breakdown then. I was kind of like, like screaming, "Tell me the truth, everyone!" Flipping out and going to the gym at 2 a.m. once in a while. Yeah, I was really crazy then. Okay, I think I'm gonna get going to the gym. And I'm gonna run for 20 minutes and walk for 40 minutes. Then I'm gonna nap. Then I'm gonna go to the art class. I have a pretty good day in store for me today. Pretty good day. Adios, my amigos and amigas. Thanks for watching. Peace out. I'll talk to you all again soon.